There we go. All right, there we go. All right. So the first thing I do every morning is I mark off the daily high and low. So the daily is anytime before 9:30 in the morning, right? So this very first candle on the daily chart, it has the high, and down here below the bottom wick is the low, right? The time on this one right now is 8:51 in the morning on Friday. So you can mark off the high and the low. So I put a line at the high, put a line at the low. The line that's at the top, you can double click on that line, change it to a red color because red, I mark off all my the high level of the day or overnight high red. That way I know if the market gets to that red line, is a good area to look for a sell, right? And I do the opposite with the overnight low. I color that one green because it lets me know that's a good area to buy. It's not always guaranteed that you can immediately buy off of there, but it's always a good level to look at for a buy. So I'll change that one to green, kind of fast. All right. Now, in order to get the exact point, the very top and the very bottom is an area on top of your chart called data box right here at the top. You can click on that data box, and every candle that you hover over is going to give you the time, the price, the open, all the information for that candle that you're hovering over, right? So if you want the highest point of that candle, it is what is that? Is 24747.50. So all you really need to worry about is a 47.5 because you're already at the top. So right here, you want to make that 47.5. You want to type it in right there, 47.5, because you want to be right on the mark of that high. Same thing with the low. You could hover over this candle, and it would tell you the low is 69.25. So you double tap on the low, and what did I say 65? The low is 6925. So double tap on that, 69.25. So now that line, the high and the low is right at the very point of the high and the low. Now, if the market so happens to go past this high or below the low before 9:30, you will change it. You will adjust it to that 9:30, the highest and the lowest it was up until 9:30. Once 9:30 hits, you no longer change move the high and the low because it's the overnight. So overnight stops at 9:29 basically. So when that 9:30 candle closes and a new one opens, that's it. You it's locked in. And you could go right here as well. So close this. Right here on the chart, down here is the low. The green line was a low. So if you zoom in, you can see the highest point that the market was is right here, and the lowest point it was is right here, right? And that's after 6 o'clock at night. So between 6 p.m. all the way up until 9:30 in the morning is overnight. Anything that happened before 6 p.m. is not overnight. That was during the yesterday's market. So right here, about right here is 1800. Right here is 1800. This area right here is 1800. So from here forward, you see the lowest point is right here and the highest point is up here. So that's all the overnight high and overnight low is. I know a couple people had questions throughout the week about that, but that's how I mark that off. Now let's go back to the daily chart, and that's this one candle right here, high and low, right? Now we zoom into the daily and see what else might stand out, right? Y'all know I like to trade triple threats. So that's three or more candles in one direction. So you see three red going down, and then it stopped right here with the green. So I will mark this level up here at the top. Now the market might not go up there, but I mark it because that is still a level. You have three right here, the three green going up. The only reason why I did not mark this one is because this red candle already went past it. So this is no longer a good level, in my opinion. Not saying that the market won't bounce when it get down here, but it already been bounced off of once already. So I'm not going to use this level anymore. But this level down here, right? The market has not came all the way back down here yet. So I will still mark that level off. So if the level hasn't came down here yet, it's still a strong level that I will put a line at, right? Now, to know that that's the daily level, I would change the color of that when my daily level marks are white. So I leave those white so that they can stand out when I'm trading because, of course, my background is an all black background, so I can see it. And the reason why I color code everything is because when I'm trading on the 5 minute chart, I don't have time to keep swapping back and forth to see what line this belongs to. Is this a 1 hour line, a 4 hour line? I can be on my 5 minute chart and I can see all the colors of the line. Here's the red, here's the green down here. And if I zoom in a little bit more, I see the white one up here. So I don't have to keep swapping back and forth trying to figure out what that color means, right? And this orange line right here is the LIS. That orange line is the LIS, which is the line in the sand level. Everybody should have that indicator by now. If not, just let me know and I'll send you that indicator because it automatically marks the line in the sand every day, which is the closure of the 1605 candle. And it's gonna put that orange line there every day, so you don't have to worry about trying to find where that closure is every day. But just inbox me if you don't have that indicator yet. But it is called. I put it in the Discord group also. But it's right here. It's called the opening price. The opening price is a free indicator, so you ain't got to pay for that one either. And it will automatically mark off the closure of the 1605 candle. All right, so that's all I put on there. Now we go down to the 4 hour chart, and I look and see if anything stands out on the 4 hour chart. And what stands out? Here's a 4 hour triple threat, three or more of the same color in one direction. I'm gonna put a mark on there. And if you want to know and you want to have the exact mark. Now the triple threat, you do not count the wick. Do not count that little tiny wick poking at the top. You do not count the wick. On a triple threat, you count the open of that candle. Red candles always open up at the top and then they go down and close. Green candles open up at the bottom and then they go up and close. So because this is three or more red going down, I'm going to mark the very first red one, which is the start of that trend going down. So if you want to know the exact mark of where it opens at, data box tells you the open is 8400. So I'm gonna double click on that yellow line. I'm gonna change it to brown because my 4 hour levels are brown. And then the data right here that to change the actual point where it's at. Hold on, let me forgot what it was already. You're gonna hover over it. The open is 8400 is open. So double click on the brown line and go to 8400 because you want to mark it exactly where it opens at. All right. So right now we have the 4 hour level, we have the high, we have the low. So that's only four. That's only all the way up to the daily and the 4 hour. And honestly, on this let me close this right here. We don't need this. You can squeeze in at the bottom, just squeeze it in a little bit and see if anything else stands out. This one, here's a triple threat right here because it's three or more going up, but you notice it already dipped down with these two candles right there already. So that one I consider that already played. So I wouldn't necessarily mark that one because it's already been played. And you can always look left to see something stands out, right? If nothing stands out, then nothing stands out to you. Because this is a huge wick. Now, a little extra sauce for you. When you see a long wick like this right here going down, it created a swing low. This is a 4-hour swing low. That is a very strong level because that's a lot of liquidity down there, whole lot of room, whole lot of money. So I would mark that as well. I will mark that as on my 4 hours, so I would change that to a brown line because I don't use every swing low, but when it has that long of a wick on it, I'll definitely mark that as a suggestion that I would look at if the market came back down there. So that price is the low of that one is what's that 24200. That's 24200. And since it's a 4-hour level, I will mark that one brown. And because it's a swing low, is not a triple threat, it's a swing low. So I would change that solid brown line to a dot because the swing lows are dots. Okay, so now you know that swing low right here are dotted lines. You got a hot mic, somebody. There we go. We had a hot mic. Sorry. All right. So I don't normally, as I said, I don't normally trade every swing low. I normally use those as a confirmation to a level that I would take. But the reason why I marked this one is because it's such a large wick going down, and right next to it is also a S2 pivot. So there's your two reasons right there. You got a huge swing low, which it marked it off for you with that indicator, and is also hovering around the S2 pivot. That's a very good reason to take that trade. And look at this. This you see this little orange line right here? It's an old LIS. So you got an old LIS over here. You got the dots right here, which indicate a swing low, and then you have an S2 pivot, all at the same spot, pretty much. So yeah, win, lose, or draw. If it come down here, it may walk over, but it's gonna limp back up because I'm gonna take that trade no matter what. I'm willing to risk a loss because it's just way too much going on at this one level. So I would definitely take that. All right. Now let's look at, and that's really all I see on the 4 hour. Um, you have a level way up here, but yeah, the chance of the market going up that high is kind of slim. But you can mark it. It don't hurt. It won't hurt anything to mark it off. That just means when the market does go up there, you don't have to mark it later on because you already got it resting, waiting for it to come up there. So there's really no limit to how far you can go when you're marking off your levels. Just remember that the more you mark up there, it's just a lot of things to look at. So you don't want to cloud your chart too much. Let's go down to the 1 hour. And I do this every morning. That's why I like to get up early, sit down, because the market opens at 9:30. Sometimes before I go to bed, I might mark up some of the levels. When I get up early in the morning, I mark up some levels. But remember, if your level hasn't been touched, you can leave it there. It can stay there. You don't have to delete them every day. If it hasn't been used yet, you can leave it on there. All right, now this is the daily. Now, I mean, not daily. This is a 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart, obviously, you're going to have more candles on that chart. So it's more opportunities to buy and sell. So we look for the triple threat. Starting from the beginning up here, I'm looking to see if I see three or more in a row that stand out. Boom, here it is. 1, 2, 3. Got these three green ones. That stands out to me. So I'm going to put a little line right here too. All right. And my 1 hour levels are yellow. So I leave those yellow. Even though it's got these two little green, they're still green. So I'm going to mark that level there. I'm going to pull up my data box because I want to know the exact point that it opened up. That opened at 517.50. So 517 is already pretty much there. So put the zero, 517.50. And I'm gonna keep it yellow because my 1 hour levels are yellow. All right, so I'll mark that one off there. I don't see anything else on there that stood out. Let's go a little bit back further. All right, here's some right here. We got one, two, three, four, five, six. We got six. But look at that. This one right here jumped up a little bit above it already. So I'm not going to use that now, right? But there's another one right up here. One, two, three, four. The market hasn't been up here yet. So I'm gonna mark that one because the market hasn't been up there yet. And it's right next to a 4 hour level. So you got a 1 hour and a 4 hour right next to each other. All right. But the only reason why I didn't count this one right here is because the market already got up there. It already shot up there and came back down. And that was from the 8:30 news. The 8:30 news pushed that up there, which is cool. That's news is still levels. So if the news pushed it up there, you still want to consider it as used up. And that's really all I see all the way up to the 1 hour. And of course, you could go further back. You could look further left if you would like to. I see a little bit of information up here too. So as I said, there's no rule that say you can only go so far back. If there's levels, there's levels. So this right here is considered a gap, right? You got candle A, B, and C. A and C do not cross each other. So there's a big old gap in the middle there. As I said, I go down from the daily all the way down to the 1 hour, and I mark off anything that I see that stands out as far as levels. Highlight reason why. Right, so I'm gonna highlight that area. I'm gonna box that off so that I know something was going on up there. Is a good gap in there. And at the very top is also a triple threat level. Boom. So we have the triple threat up here, three or more going down, and it just so happened to be a gap in there as well. So I mark it all off. And you could change the gap colors too. Since it's a 1 hour gap, you could change the area to yellow to signify a 1 hour level. That way I know no matter where I'm at on the chart, yellow is a 1 hour, brown is a 4 hour, white is a daily.
Will, can you explain how to identify a gap again? I didn't
Yeah,
catch that part.
yeah, I'll zoom in for you. So they call them fair value gaps. And there's different ways to trade them.
Oh,
So
okay. No, I know what
yeah,
you mean. I thought you were talking about like it gapped up or gapped down.
oh no,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
it's just a fair value gap.
Sorry. Okay, no, I got you. I know what that is. Okay.
Okay. Now, fair value gaps. I do not count a 5 minute fair value gap. There's just not enough data to trust it. Not saying they don't work. I just don't take them. Some people are like, oh, it's a 5 minute gap. No, no, no. I ain't messing with that thing. But yeah, but 1 hours, 4 hour, or dailies, I'll consider those. All right, you can hit this little arrow right here. It'll bring you right back to the beginning. You hit this little F at the top of the corner. It'll level everything off for you. So now you're back at the beginning, and that's all I really see on the 1 hour chart. Okay, you don't have to mark a bunch of stuff. Just mark the main things that stand out. Because the indicators the free indicators I give you, they're gonna do that. They're gonna put their own little marks. The S1 the central pivot, the swing high, swing lows. So the indicators are already gonna put stuff on your chart. You go in there, put a couple things on there that stand out to you. They are all good areas to look for a trade.
Mr. H,
Yes.
you see, like on this chart, can you just go back to the 1 hour, just
Hmm?
yeah. If you see the highest point here where the market shifts on the R1 level,
The overnight high.
no, not that one. If you go further left, where we get triple action for the low. Yes, yes,
right
yes.
here. Mhm.
You see, we have the swing high. We have the level from the 4 hour chart. We have
Mhm.
the R1 in that area, and we have the yellow line. Ne? And
Mhm.
all of them, I know they are up there, but they're at different levels, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So how do we treat that? Do we treat that as a zone, or do we what happens there? Because they are not at the same price line, you know?
Yep. This is what it looks like on a 5 minute, right? So on the five
Mm,
minute chart, you have a 1 hour level here. You have a 4 hour level and a 1 hour level here.
yeah.
If I'm trading, I'm more likely going to take a short at this 4 hour level because a 4 hour is stronger than a 1 hour. So the chance of it going past this 4 hour and ignoring it and going all the way to the 1 hour and finally deciding to stop is a lot less likely. So I'm more
Mm,
likely to put a trade right here. But remember, I don't just jump in because you put a line there. The market
mm,
don't care about your line. That line is just for you to know something's gonna happen, right? So what
mm.
the market does, even though you have a line there, you're not the only person that knows this level. So a lot of times what the market does, it'll go a little bit past it and it will snatch up all the new people money and then it will go down. So what the way you
Mm.
play those levels is I wait to see what the candle does when it gets close to my level. If it taps it a couple times and it doesn't just go straight through it, then I'm like, okay, I'm willing to take a short. But if it gets to that line and then shoots straight up, I'm like, I'm gonna wait a little bit till it pulls back, and then I'll take the trade on the way down.
Uh, okay, so the tapping, the difference between the candle tapping the level and passing through, which means if it taps, it's like trying to test that level to
Yeah.
see what will happen, and then we can be accurate that it won't go through that level. But if it passes, then we know that it's gonna go up and shoot straight down.
Yeah, so it's called a sweep. It normally sweeps a little bit past the level, but as
Mm,
long as it doesn't close above that level, meaning the
okay,
candle closed and a new candle opens. If it doesn't close, it's just going to be a good wick, and then it's going to start pulling back and coming back down. I would.
oh, so
There's times where I'll take the trade. I won't take the trade as soon as it touches my brown line. I'll let it swing up a little bit, and then once it starts going down, I'll take a short and ride the wave down. But if it
okay.
closes above it, I'm no longer looking for a short. If it closes above that brown line, I'm now looking for the next candle to bounce further up.
Okay, and
That's what
and
people mean when they say wait for the closure. Because if it closes above that brown line, that brown line is no longer resistance, it's support.
so what about the next level? I mean, after it shoots over the brown line, I mean, you see, we are going at that yellow line, right?
Yep. I will
Yeah,
buy, I will look to buy it at the brown line, and I
yeah.
would look to get out when it goes up to the yellow line.
Okay.
Because even though it looks like this is close, it's really not close at all. Let's zoom in. Let's see how close it is.
Ah, yeah,
Is at
yeah.
784. That yellow line ain't till 789.
Mm.
That's
All
5
right.
points.
All right.
All
No,
right.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I
So
get
that's
it.
5 points. And we can do the math of 5 points. So when you have
Mhm.
5 points, there's four ticks every point. So times that by four, right? So that's 20 points.
Hmm.
20 points times $5. There's your $100.
$100.
You when if it closed above this line, I will wait for it to come back down. I will buy it at the brown line, and I will look to get out around the yellow line. I'm either going to get $100, or if it goes a little bit further past it, cool. I'll take an extra 120, 130. But I normally look to get out around the next level. So the next level from here would be here.
Yeah.
That don't mean it's going to automatically start dropping down, but more than likely it's going to start resisting around this level.
Mm.
And you could, if you have more than one contract, you can be like, okay, I'll take one contract off at this level and see if it continues higher.
Mm.
Or you can
All
take
right.
both contracts, or take me when you have a newer account. Hey, give me my $100. Give my $100. I'm done. Because what you have to do is that's it, I don't call it greed, but it's just when you make money that fast, you're like, well, shoot, I could stay here to make a little bit more. But when you're trying to build your account up, $100 a day is 2,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Lock in that $100 and be good. You know what I'm saying? Until you build
Mm,
up a cushion, and then you could take more riskier trades and bigger trades. But when you get a brand new account, I don't care if you have 10 accounts. If you just got that one approved, get your 50 to 100 for that day. Be like, all right, I'll come back tomorrow and go to another account and trade a different account.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? But me, the way I became consistent was I get my 50 to 100 and I would do that every day until I get a payout. Once I get a payout, then I might do 150 or 200 on a trade. But if 50 to 100 works for you, you could continue doing that as long as you want.
mm. All
You know,
right, I
there's
got
no
you.
rush. You trading with you. I don't care what this guy did or this guy makes $1 million trading. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
My goal is to be consistent.
yeah. All right, Mr. H.
Mr. H, one quick question.
But you,
Uh, so when a candle, what is considered when a candle closes above a level line?
if it
Does
closes
the
above a
whole
level,
Yeah, does the whole body have to close above that level or just part of the candle?
oh no, just any closure. So a closure is if as long as the colored area is above it, like not the wick. The wick is not the closure. But if the candle, if it's going up and it closed green above this red line, even though it's the overnight high, if it goes above it and it closed green and the next candle pops open, that's close. It closed above it. I will look to buy at the overnight high instead of shorting it.
Okay.
Yeah, once it closed, and also like that's why I have the timer. Or I put that timer on everybody's chart because if I'm looking to trade and I got 10 seconds left on that candle, I'm not going to jump into that trade. I'll wait 10 seconds because I want to see where it closes at. You know what I'm saying? If I'm 15, 10 seconds away from the closure of that candle, I'm not taking the trade. I'll wait. But if it's like 2 minutes before it closes, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take me a trade. You know, if it's a good time to say if it's going down, if it's falling down, I'm gonna go ahead and take that trade because it got to the level on the way down, and I'm a ride the wave down. But if I'm within a couple seconds of that candle closing, I'll just wait for the closure of it. Because if it closes below the line, I'm still looking to short it. If it closes above the line, I'm now looking to buy from that level instead of shorting it. And Friday, I'm glad we're doing Friday because Friday, the market normally, the last Friday of the month up is normally the direction the last Friday of the month. This Friday was odd because at 8:30 we had news. And that news at 8:30 is what pushed the market up this high. Before the news happened, the market was playing around. It was playing around this little level, nothing too crazy. And as soon as the 8:30 news happened, it shot up, right? Anytime news pushes the market that big, it always, not always, is more likely to reset itself. And that's what it did Friday. Since the news pushed it up that high, it immediately started going down. Immediately. Let's hit play so we can see it's only 8:51. But yeah, the market started coming back down because the market news shot it so high up. And of course, the news channels, put the news, US.Econo Day. All right, so this is US.Econo Day. And you see Friday, 8:30. You know what I'm saying? That 8:30 news, and that was really, I mean, we had 10 o'clock consumer sentiment, but that wasn't really that serious. And the Forex Factory. So for those who don't know, the news channel is Forex Factory and US.Econo Day. Let me move stuff out of the way. All right, you see right there the news, USD, right there, price index, GDP, and then around 10 o'clock was consumer sentiment. Red folders and orange folders are the ones that you look out for. And that's what was going on that day. That's on Friday. That's why I shot it up that high. Now, ATM strategies. Let's look at some ATM strategies here. Like I have a bunch of them, right? But if you trade in micros, this is the one that I use for micros because micros, you got they're 50 cents a piece, right? So if you're trying to get $50 a day and you're only using 50 cents per tick, it's gonna take you a good amount of time, right? You got to go 100 ticks into profit in order to make that 50 bucks. You know what I'm saying? So the way that I get money a little bit faster with micros without risking losing too much money is I'll do I call it my big five strategy is 5 contracts, which is only $2.50. So it's still less than one mini. Okay, 5 micros is half of a mini. And you can play it out a little better. You can adjust it. You can do one contract. You see how I have 5 targets, 1 contract each. I have the stop loss all at 60, right? Stop loss all at 60. But I have my profits at different points. My profit is so if I do a short as the market moves down, is locking in profits as it goes down. If it doesn't go all the way down and turn back up, I didn't already got maybe 2 or 3 of these contracts already filled up. You can decide to close out the trade or continue to let it roll. You also have this final one, this very last contract. I have it set to profit of 0. That's my runner. Okay. I don't have any stock. I don't have any ATM strategies until it gets to that last one. That last one is the only one that's going to follow behind it because there's no target on that one. It's called a runner. It's just going to, if I take a short and the market is just dropping, the bottom just fell out, it's going to continue making money on that one contract until I decide to get out of that trade or it turns around and takes me out in profit already. So this is one of the ATM strategies that I use. It's a simple ATM strategy. Stop loss 60, and then the profit you do 20, 30, 40, 50 ticks. And then the last one you just keep it at 0. And you could use a stop strategy or not. If you're sitting there trading, you only have one account, you don't necessarily have to have a stop strategy because you can move your stop loss yourself. The reason I have a stop strategy is because if I take a trade on one account, I'm not looking at that account anymore. I'm looking at a whole nother account and I can hear it go cha-ching, I can hear it moving in my direction. Because that's just an easy way to trade multiple accounts without having to watch each one of them. But if you only have 1 or 2 accounts, then you don't really need to have this stop strategy. You could just move the stop loss manually, and you'll be fine. But this is what I use on those days. And like right here, if I wanted to sell the market, just so you can see what it looks like, this is what it looks like. So 5 contracts up here at negative 60 ticks. And once it starts going down, it just gets me out at different points on the way down. So that's how, and of course it'd be in micros, not minis. I don't recommend doing 5 contracts in minis unless you have a nice size account. But just so you can see how it plays out. Was that?
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Oh, no, I was just speeding it up so you can see how it plays out.
Okay, so as it hits each one of those targets, if it bounces and goes back the other way, do you lose that or you still
Damn.
get that?
No. It'll lock in. If it hits these green ones, look, it'll lock in. It locks in the target. So when it goes back up, now you're only risking 3 contracts instead of 5.
Okay.
So see, look, and now see how it follows it behind it.
Yeah.
It'll just follow behind it. It'll just follow behind it. that's a runner. It's just gonna follow behind it. Now let me edit. Let me delete that because this is minis. Do not do 5 contracts on minis. Please don't. Don't do that. But so just so you can see how I just wanted you to see how it moves as it goes down and knocks out those one contracts. Is if it goes against you, now you only have like 2 or 3 contracts left because it didn't locked in your money at those other ones on the way down. If it goes all the way and knock out all the 4 that I have down there, it's a runner now. So now the runner, there's no target on the last one. So if it keeps falling, you're just gonna keep making money. And you can manually move your stop loss because you only have one stop loss left because it already knocked out all the other targets. So that's how I'm able to make more money. You know, when you see me post like $100 or 200, those are micros. Anything under 200 is normally a micros trade because I'll put an ATM strategy like that, and that runner would just start moving, and it'll just it'll clear it out. That runner would just keep making money while I'm focusing on another account. But sometimes it'll get me 1 or 2, and it'll turn around and knock me out the trade. That's where you see where I made 20, $30 on a trade. That's because I took a trade and I was on to something else, and it got me some money, but it turned around and knocked me out. You know, it went back up or went against me. But I still locked in something because it hit most of those other contracts.
Mr. H, I got a question.
Mhm.
Okay, because I'm my bad, because I was not trying to I was trying to understand something when he said that, okay, because that was gonna be my same question. So when you it went through all of your take profits, and like you said, if it started bouncing back on you, I know you said that you probably gotten just about 2 contracts, but that's still, are you still saying it could still subtract though?
Yeah, it'll still
It
subtract
still goes
because you
back?
still got 2 contracts left.
Okay, so the stop loss, does that ever move? Because is it still down there, or is it like trailing you? Because that's my only thing. Because when I see it going down, I want to make sure I get all of the ones I had take profit. But if it goes back to retrace and then goes back up, I was trying to see if it's gonna knock me out of some money before it puts me back
Yeah,
in profit. Back up.
if it didn't move yet or you didn't manually move it above the Browns break even line, then yeah, it will come. It can come all the way back up, and you'll lose the money on those last 2 contracts left.
Okay.
So if it's on the way down and it made money on contract 1, 2, and 3, but you still got 4 and 5 still lingering, and it came all the way back up against you and knocks you out, then yeah, those last 2 contracts are at 60 ticks. So you're looking at like right at around what 100.
Okay.
But you don't lose the money on the first 3.
Yeah, because those locked in already. Those are done. So if you have 2 contracts left, that's $1. So you're looking at so with that 60. So you're looking at that's only what $60. So if those last 2 contracts left, you only lost $60, but you made money on the way down. So if you made 60, 70 on the way down or 70 on the way down, and then it came back up and knocked those last 2 out, you're still up $10. You know what I'm saying? You're still up $10. But if you were watching it when it was going down and it got you up to $60, $60, $70, you could have manually moved that stop loss to the break even. That way, if it came back against you, it would have just knocked you out as it wouldn't have lost you any money. It still would have locked in the money that you already had. So you can manually move that stop loss.
Okay.
But yeah, I could back it up just so you can see how it moved again, and I can stop it as it goes to each one because it moved pretty fast. That was right at 9 o'clock. And mind you, I probably still wouldn't have took that trade because it's 9 o'clock. It happened at 9 o'clock. I normally don't take my first trade till at least 9:40 because that first 10 minutes is crazy in the market. That first 5 to 10 minutes, especially the first 5 minutes of the market open, that one candle just moves a lot. So I like to wait for it to calm down a little bit. Now let's just set back up again. And while I was doing that, let's see. All right, there we go. So it's 5 contracts. I hit sell. So that's how it looks, right? You got this is negative 60, 5 contracts, and then you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 flags. That fifth one, the reason why you don't see the fifth flag is because that one doesn't have a target. So it's not going to be a flag when there's no target. All right, so hit play. I'm not sure how far down it, how far. I'm gonna move this just so you can see how it plays out. All right, so now you're in profit. You're waiting for it to hit that target. You're waiting for it to come down, get you your money. And remember, this would be on micros, not minis. Now you can use it in minis. You get a little confident. You got a nice cushion in your account. You can do that. You can't be scared if the market goes against you a little bit. It's all right. I see it's going down. Boom. So you stop. You pause it right there, right? You pause it right there. It didn't already took out 1. So now you have 4 left. 4 up here. You have -4, and you still got these 3 and the runner down here. You already locked in some money, right? It says 4 610, 610 right here, and you still up 485, right? If you wanted to, you can move this down and stop it right here. You can put it right there at the break even. That way, if the market comes against you, it didn't already locked in some of the money from the first contract that it took out, right? You didn't already locked in some money. If it comes back up, you won't lose anything, but you won't gain any more than what that first contract already got you, right? So let me move this back up. All right, continue hitting play. Boom, it hit another target. Now it locked in even more money. Now you locked in, you only have 3 contracts left. It took out 2 of them. So that money is locked in. No matter what, you can't lose the money you made already, right? Once again, you can move this down and you can lock in that last 3. So no matter what happens, you're going to get out of here with something. All right. It may not be what you wanted, but you got out of here with something. Oh, let me move this away. I don't want to do it. Now, do you want me to close it out so you can see how much money you would have locked in?
Can you show
Yes.
the runner?
You won't be able to see the runner because it's no target on the runner.
Yeah, close it out. Let's see how much we would have got.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's no target on the runner, so you're not gonna see a flag for that one. So yeah, so right here, if you would have closed it out right here, hit close, because right now we're up 270, right? We're up 270 because it's still below the target where you first jumped in. So if you hit close right now, you would have locked in 520. You know what I'm saying? Total P&L. You didn't already locked in a couple contracts. You didn't locked in a couple contracts. But
That's
remember,
crazy, man.
it could keep, yeah, oh yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I tell you guys, if you take your time now, learn how to do this with micros because it's not going to hurt you as bad if you take a bad trade on micros. You know what I'm saying? One micro is only 50 cents. So in order for you to lose a 25K account, you got to lose $1,500 at 50 cents a piece. You was taking some bad trades. You know what I'm saying? But what trading micros teaches you is patience. Because if you could get in here and you could do 5 contracts and you make money all the time with 5 contracts on micros, when you switch over to minis, it's going to be like muscle memory. Because it's the same market, you just risking more money. But if you normally do 5 contracts with micros and you always making money and you're consistent and you're doing really well, once you build that cushion up, you switch over to minis, you won't even notice the difference. Besides the more money, of course, but it's the same trade. 20 ticks in micros is 20 ticks in minis. Even if you're only doing 1 contract in micros, if you can make $20 a day with 1 micro, That's 200 a day in 1 mini. That's why I want you to get practice with micros and get good with micros. Because if you take a bad trade with 1, 2, 3 micros, you still could fight another day. If you take a bad trade with 1 or 2 minis, that's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel that. But I want you to
Miss
be consistent though. That's the goal.
Miss Days, could you show me how to put those different stop losses in there
Oh
for
yeah.
each one of those? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right here. So I'm gonna do a brand new one. So go to custom, and it started off order quantity 5, right?
And this is specifically for NQ, right?
Well, I mean, you could use it on anything. You can use it on NQ, ES, ZB.
Gotcha. Okay.
I just use NQ because I like the speed that it moves. I could get to the point faster. All right, so you put if you want to do 5 contracts, order quantity is at 5. Right here, order quantity down at the bottom, you want to add another one, add. So if you want to add 4 of them and leave a runner, you add 4. Now it's going to put 5 at that one, change that to 1. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 of the 5 contracts right here, right? Add another one, bam. Now you have all 5. Your stop loss is how much you're willing to risk. You don't have to put them all at 60. You can put them at different levels there too. I just put them all at 60 because it's easier for me to see where they're all at instead of trying to move each one at different times. I can move them all together. So put that at 60. Now the profit, remember 20 ticks. So if we're trading micros, right? 20 tick times 0.5 because they're 50 cents each. So that's $10, right? So you put that one at 20 ticks profit. You're gonna get you $10. You're gonna put that one at 30. All right. You put that one at 40. Put that one at 50. And just keep this one at 0 because that's your runner. There's no target. If you take a good trade, whether it's a buy or a sell, once
Sure.
it gets you all your targets, you still got that one target that is just gonna keep going up and making you money. And you can move your stop loss to protect that last one. Your stop loss is your red flag. You can move the stop loss into profit, right? Now your stop strategy, I have a bunch of stop strategy, but you don't have to add a stop strategy if you only have maybe 1 or 2 accounts, right? But if you want to, you can always add one. So I'm gonna show you how to do that too. You can go to custom. It's gonna pull it up right here. Auto break even, right? You want your profit trigger. The last profit trigger is 50. So you want to say, okay, when it locks in that last target, that last 4 target, locks in that last target at 50 ticks, I want my runner to go to the break even immediately. That way, no matter what happened, I didn't already locked in that money that's already locked in. If it goes against me, that the rest of it's locked in, it's gonna break me off at break even. Right. So that's where that 50. Once the market goes 50 tick, that last contract is gonna move to the brown line, which is the break even. So you're not going to lose any more money. Now, if you wanted to trail, you would have put it on stop one on one step. You want your stop loss to be about, I say 10, because that's going to keep it 10 ticks behind the profit trigger of 50. Because the last contract was at 50. It knocked it out, you got your money. Now, once it moves up to 50, it's going to move to break even. Once it goes to 51, it's going to be 10 ticks behind it. And it's going to always follow 10 ticks behind wherever that profit target trigger is going to be at. So that's how I would have that set up. You can save it as whatever you want to save it as. Now, that way you have all these contracts locked in. And once it gets to 50, that 4th contract, now your last one is going to go to the break even, and then it's going to follow it every step of the way if it continues in your direction that you wanted to go to. But if it don't continue in that direction, you didn't already locked in 4 contracts out of 5. You good to go. You didn't locked in some bread. So that's how you would program that for micros. because total is only $2.50 per tick. Because 5 contracts, they're 50 cents each. So that's $2.50. It's just taking you out at different points of your profit. And that's the ATM strategy that I use to make the money that I do in micros.
Okay, Mr. A.
Mhm.
On the stop strategy, what I was having a problem with is that so the profit trigger, I'd have it at a number, but I would have it go to break even. And the break even was like a little too close. Okay.
Are you talking about right here to break even or down here on the trail?
On the trail.
Okay. So if you want to adjust that, instead of 10 ticks, you could put it at 15. So it's going to stay 15 ticks behind the 50.
No, I'm sorry. Let's go back up to the top where you have profit trigger and then it has the plus.
Okay, so yeah. So the plus is how many ticks above the stop loss you wanted to go.
Okay, you can't do
Or
it below
break even.
stop loss?
Yeah, well, no, my bad. Is the break even. So plus is the little brown line in the trade. I'll pull it up. Let me show it for you. I'll pull it up. Let me save this. Test 5. So if you place a trade, sell. This brown line right here is the break even.
Right.
That's the break even. So let's go.
Well, I don't want it to hit the break even. I don't want it to. You see where the green candle where it closed at?
Yeah.
Right above that line?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say I wanted to close there instead of breaking even. Because what I find is if I put it at the break even, then it'll shoot back up and get me out. But I wanted to my stop loss to gradually fall down, not
Okay,
just go
so
direct.
with that one, you just have to adjust your profit trigger. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want it to move that fast, you got to change your profit trigger. So profit trigger is saying once the market goes 50 ticks into profit, then your stop loss is going to move to break even. So if you don't want it to move to break even too fast, you have to change that profit trigger to maybe 60 ticks.
Oh, okay.
Because the break even is there to break even to where if it hits it, you didn't make any more money, nor did you lose any more money. Now, so what I
Okay.
normally do is if I wanted to, okay, profit trigger is at 50. That's 50 ticks, right? That's $25 in
Mhm.
micro. I wanted to, once it makes $25, I will want it to go to break even plus 5. You know what I'm saying? So that way it'll pay for whatever commission for that trade. Because remember, you still got to pay commission. Commission is like 80 cents or something like that. So if it goes 50 ticks in a profit, I wanted to move to break even plus 5 more ticks. Because that gives me at least $1.25 at 50 cent a pot. No, 50 cent. Yeah.
That's part of the commission.
Yeah. It covers the commission. Because if you just move it to break even and it knocks you out at break even, it's still gonna lock in the money that you made, but it's gonna charge you the commission, the dollar something 80 cent commission. So by moving up 5 ticks, it gives me like $2 and was like $2 or something, $2.50 extra to make up for the commission it would normally charge me.
Mr. H. So
Mhm.
does that mean after like it hits, I guess 55 ticks that you put that 5 in, that one step stop loss will start after 10 points below the 55 ticks?
Yeah. So after it hits the 55, it has jumped down to 10 away from that 50. So it jumped down to like 40 while the market is at 50 because it's going to stay 10 ticks behind it.
Okay. Gotcha.
But if you don't want it to be that close, you could change that to 15 or 20 ticks. You wanted to hang out 20 ticks behind wherever the market is. That way it don't knock you out too fast.
But if I do it like that, wouldn't it take and it does, I guess, get back further than that, because that's behind 50, right? And I
Yeah,
know that
behind
I
50.
took profit after 50, but if it goes back, like say you put 15 and it goes all the way to 15, ain't there like 5 ticks I could lose?
Yeah,
Like,
but you're only losing on that one contract. You didn't already locked in 4 contracts already. That's done. You didn't made that money. Either way, it's still above the brown line, so you still
okay,
making money off of it, just not as much.
okay, I got what you're saying. I was just trying to
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out like where I can like just take to where like after that last buy that you have at the bottom of that
Yeah,
candle,
that's
after it
50
takes
right
that.
there.
Yeah, and if it goes back, say past behind that, could it take some money from me? Even though I
But
locked it in, but it's still going behind
no,
that
it
one.
won't take money from you. It won't take anything from you. You just won't make any more off that last contract that's lingering. Remember that
Okay,
last contract is only 50 cents, right? So
right.
once it hits this one right here at 50,
Yeah,
your stop loss is going to move all the way down to 10 right here
okay,
because this was at 40. It's going to move to here. So if the market comes back up, you still made money all the way from this brown line all the way down to here. You still made that money with that one contract.
okay.
It's just going to come back and knock you out at 40 ticks instead of 50 now because you didn't already got contract number 1, 2, 3, and 4 done. Number 5 is just a runner. If it comes back and knock you out at negative 10 ticks, that's right here. You didn't locked in 40 ticks still because it's 10 ticks away from 50, not
Yes,
10 ticks away from the break even.
right.
You move 10 ticks away from 50. That's right there. That's at 40. So you still gonna make 40 times 50 cents. And we can do the math. I'll show you exactly what that is. 40 ticks times 0.5. It's $20. Nah, it didn't put the point in there. There you go, 0.5. So you still lock in $20 off that last contract that's lingering. You didn't already made the money from a contract 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if it comes back a little bit and it knocks you out at that plus 10, which is 40 ticks from fit, which is 10 ticks away from 50, you still locked in an extra $20 from that contract.
Okay.
But if it continues down, you're going to make even more money from that last contract because it's past 50 now. So you're still locking in some money because it's above this brown line right here or below. Anything on this side of the brown line is all money. And you already set your stop strategy for this red flag to move all the way down to here, which is 10 ticks away from 50. So it's still going to lock in $20. Oh, oops, I moved the wrong thing. But you get the point. But yeah, you still locked in money regardless. And next time I'll load up a micros chart just so the numbers could be a little bit easier to understand. But yeah, I only downloaded the minis.
And for that runner, how would you lock in profits with it just dropping? You would just close it whenever you wanted to, you decide that you had enough or
Yeah, yeah, you close it whenever
okay.
you want. Or if you have that trailing stop, you can just let the trailing stop do its job and let it trail until it comes back and knock you out. Or if you don't have a trailing, you could just manually move that last red flag contract. It'll say one. It'll be a red flag and say one because there's only one contract left because it already knocked out contract 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You could just manually move it. Especially days when I know you've seen it where the market just the bottom just falls out or it just shoots straight to the top. You could just manually move that stop loss up. if you don't want it to move too fast. You know what I'm saying? You can control how fast it moves, or you could back it up if you want to. You can be like, all right, you move too fast, slow down a little bit. It's like you have full control over it. The only reason why I leave it alone is because I'm already trading a whole nother account by the time that even starts moving. That's just I just like setting it because I don't have to watch it so closely. But yeah, if you only have like one or two accounts, then yeah, you can manually move that. But yeah, there's that ATM strategy again. And you could always add different variations of this. So if you do trade, if you do want to use minis, you could do two, like with a 50K account. I mean, you could do two contracts on minis. Just have one contract at 20 ticks, one at 30, and just put this at two contracts. But I wouldn't recommend trading more than two contracts on minis with an eval or PA, honestly. One to two contracts is more than enough money. At least until you build a nice little cushion, then you can do whatever you want. Because I mean, I have a 250K and I've used 10 contracts before. Because 20 ticks is 20 ticks. If you can get 20 ticks with one contract, you could get 20 ticks with 10 contracts. You just have to realize how much do you lose before you get those 10. If you lose 30 ticks before you can make 20 ticks, then I wouldn't recommend doing 10 contracts. But that's why you journal your trades, because when you journal your trades, you can see on average how many ticks it goes against you before it actually makes you money. You know what I'm saying? So when you take a trade, look at it and be like, okay, it went against me 5 or 10 ticks before it turned around and started making me money. So now you know if you do two contracts and it goes against you 5 to 10 ticks, that's 5 to 10 ticks times $10 each. You can do the math better, and that's how you adjust your stop loss. My stop loss is normally like 35 because I know when I trade, I'm more likely to hit my target before it turns around and knocks me out at 35 ticks. I'm more likely to hit my target that way. But I notice if I put it at 20 ticks when I take a trade, it will knock me out at 20 ticks before it makes me money. So that's why I move mine back a little bit. But you don't want to get in the habit of moving it back too far. You don't want to risk $800 just to make $50. That's crazy. I mean, some people trade that way. I just don't recommend it. But yeah, but that's why you journal your trades because that way you can get an idea of how much money you make per trade before you lose money.
Yeah, that's how I lost money, man. Because the last trade I did, um, the stop loss, the ticks on the stop loss were more. There was a lot more, so it was going against me, and the more it went against me, the more I was losing money. And at
Yeah,
the time, I was just looking to get like $50 out of the trade, but I end up losing like $400.
yeah. You don't want to have a $400 stop loss if you're only trying to get $50.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
want
yeah,
that means you need to work on your entry, right? When you're taking a trade, you need to work on your entry so when you get in, is more likely to go in your direction than against you. Because no
but
no trade is gonna stop immediately as soon as you click the button. It's just gonna stop and go into profit, right?
yeah.
They normally go against you a little bit before it turns around and goes your way. You
Mm,
just need to document if I take 10 trades, how many trades did it go against me and knock me out the trade before it started making money? You know what I'm saying? Like you want to all that data is just to help you become a better trader. So you don't want to start skipping steps. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Right, take 10 good trades and look how far into profit that each trade made before it turned around and knocked you out. And if you notice, hey, I took 10 trades and I averaged $150 per trade. Well, then your average is $150 because that's your
Mm.
average. That's how you find your average. I made 150 before it turned around and knocked me out at negative 30 tick. So now you know, hey, I know for a certain I can average 150 per trade.
Mm. All right.
But yeah, that's why you have to journal, and that's how I journal. I'll take 10 good trades and I'll write down, okay, it went up to 150 before it turned around and knocked me out at negative 35 ticks. And that's why I kept my target normally is at 35 because I know that when I took my 10 trades, I made money before it knocked me out at 35 ticks. Anybody got any other questions while we're here?
No, I'm good. I think this one I'm just gonna practice this what do you call it again? The ATM strategy on the
Oh yeah, yeah.
minis. Yeah,
Oh
just to
yeah. ATM
practice.
strategies are really important. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, when I first started, you see how these are all ATM strategies that I have. I got an ATM strategy for everything.
Yes.
Like even my overnight trades. I have an ATM strategy for my overnight trades. Like I'll place a trade before I go to bed in micros. I'll do one micro, and I'll place trade one micro negative 80 ticks. That's only 40. You're only risking $40.
Also, make sure that you're labeling what each strategy is for. So
Oh yeah,
just because you
definitely.
put 100 ticks in, that doesn't mean that it's for MNQ and NQ. You have to label which one it is because that
Yeah,
also will affect your trades.
yeah, because I would never take an NQ trade with negative 80 ticks. Heck no. But negative 80 with one micro, that's only $40. I'm risking $40 to make $50. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if you could be 50% and still in the week in profit because you're only risking $40 and you're trying to make 50. So you're trying to make more than what you're risking anyway. So you could be 50-50 on a trade like this and still end with money at the end of the week. And this is what I take before I go to bed. I'll look for a good area. I'll place a resting order and I'll go to sleep. And nine times out of, I ain't gonna say nine, but 8 times out of 10, I'll wake up in the profit.
Hey, Mr. H, can you show us how to work the copier? Because I'm about to, that link that you sent me, I'm about to download. I just didn't know how to put trades in.
Where's my copier at? Hold on, I'll pull it up for you. It's not letting me do it because I'm in simulation. Hold on. To accept cannot load file for assembly. Oh, where's my flow? I, I literally was just using it.
I wish
Oh,
all this information came in like food, man. You just eat and you are full.
oh, let me see if I can import it back in there. I don't know where is it. Oh, they update. Is this an updated NinjaTrader? Stock symbol. I never seen that on there. Workspace import. Oh, well, what version is this? Oh, this is new. Did anybody else NinjaTrader update? 8.1.6.0. Before I had a point 5.0.
Yes. Yeah, I think it upgraded yesterday or
Oh,
Thursday.
that's why I'm like, yo, why my Replicano not opening? Okay, I gotta re-download it. Okay, oh, do my bot work? Oh no, oh no, I gotta download both of those again. Ninja script add-on. Hey, they can't be update without telling somebody. Hello, where's I don't even know what's the last Replicano? Is this the last one? Re-download that. And they just update without telling nobody. Normally you have to approve the update. Yeah, shut down and restart. Okay. I'm glad you asked me to do this because I would have popped up on here Monday ready to go. I would have been mad as hell too. Yeah, I think is that Grandmaster 2.0. I don't know. I don't like updates like this. Okay, let me restart. Yeah, I would have jumped in here Monday morning ready to go, and it wasn't nothing been working.
Mr. H, one more question.
Mhm.
If I might be maybe after this month, I might have to go to another country. So, and I might have to get a new laptop. So, are you gonna be able to still like install this stuff there?
Yeah, I help you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
But hold on, real quick. Let me see, make sure stuff is working. Hold on now. Yeah, I got to figure out what's going on with this new update. My stuff's not working now. I think I gotta go. I think you gotta re-download Replicanto now. Yeah, because there's a new source file. Cannot load file. What I do, Lee, is to as soon as I get this figured out, I'll shoot a video, a quick video, and I add it, and I'll tag you with it on Discord.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said so because I would have been sitting here Monday trying to get my stuff set up and nothing would have been working. And I'm not trading. I'm not trading all these accounts separately. That's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, as soon as I figure that, as soon as I get this, I know I gotta go back to Flowbots and download it again. I'll just shoot a video later on, probably later on today. I'm in South Carolina right now, but I'll shoot it later on today and I'll just tag you in it and I'll let you know that it's in Discord.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. And one more question, because I kind of ran into this the other day when I thought that as soon as I put $1,000 into my live account, I could trade minis.
Yeah.
How much would you suggest somebody if they want to start live and be able to trade with minis? How much do you think we should be able to put in there?
You want to trade a mini? I think you got to put like 5 to 10 bands in there for a
Oh,
mini.
okay. Now I understand why people stick with prop firms. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
got you.
yeah. You got to get that. You got to put that bread in there to get that mini.
All right.
And that's still mini is still considered small. Like it'd be people here be putting like 100K in that mug. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Catch.
But that's why I only trade like 3 micros. I put 15 in, and I do 3 micros, and that's 3 micros. If you put even 1,000, if you put 1,000 in there, I think you could do like 1 or 2 micros with 1,000. Um, if you average $30-$40 a day with 2 micros, that's still growing faster than most 401ks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at it when you're putting your real money in there. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be able to grow faster than a Roth IRA or a 401k and take your time with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because once you start building that up, it's gonna be a lot easier once you start building it up. because you can take that money out at any time.
What is a naked trillion? And you want to ask them about hotkeys. Oh,
All right. Does anybody got any other questions before we head
Yeah,
out?
I got a couple, Mr. H.
Mhm.
What is considered a naked trade?
When you don't have an ATM strategy,
Okay,
there's no target, no stop loss. You just in there.
okay.
Yeah, don't
Hotkey.
don't do that. Don't do that.
No, no, no. Okay. Yeah, I've done it. Well,
Yeah,
accidentally, and as soon as I seen it, I hurried up and closed that trade out, even if I
yeah.
took
I
a
know
loss.
people that do that on a regular basis. That is a bad habit to have.
Okay, hotkeys.
Mhm.
Uh, how? Why?
Oh, like my hotkey is F6. You know what I'm saying? I hit F6, and that's how I put lines on my chart real fast. So that's it's just hotkeys just make it easier to mark up your charts. But
Okay,
if you want to set your hotkeys, not over there, you just go here. I think it's under tools. Yeah, hotkeys is under tools, and you can program whatever thing anything you want, text, circles, whatever you want to put on there, crosshair, pointers. You know what I'm saying? These are just hotkeys. They already have a lot programmed, so you could use these that's already there as well.
okay. Buy and sell. Right.
Yeah. They got buy and sell hotkeys too. They make you real fast too. You like control this, control that, control C, control V. Yeah, but yeah,
Good
that's
morning, Mr.
what's going
H.
on there. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. I just joined last night. Been
Oh,
following your
awesome.
lives
Oh, outstanding. Well, welcome.
on TikTok. My name is Another Dude, so I've been on your lives a bunch.
Oh, okay, awesome, man. Hey, well, welcome.
Yeah, they
Thank you.
still on this?
And I
Oh,
was wondering about the Discord.
Uh-huh.
How do you get a link to the Discord?
It's in the course. The link to the Discord is in the course as well.
Okay,
Just
all
scroll
right.
down to the bottom of the class, and they have like
Mm-hmm.
Discord link and everything down there at the bottom.
All right.
no, he was showing her how to do the copy trades.
All right, from there. And of course, I'm glad y'all reminded me to record it so I can put this up later as well. All right. Any other questions you got?
I am good. I'm good. Just to practice, practice, practice.
Yes, definitely. Don't skim on the practice. That's how you
Mhm.
get good.
Don't forget to post the video.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll put that up
Thank
there.
you.
I'm just in South Carolina right now, so after my nephew birthday party, I will be back to put all that on there. I'm gonna let it
Yeah,
download
please
and
don't
then
forget, Mr. H, because sometimes you forget to make notes and we need to recap.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I got a question that's been kind of like on. Hold on, sorry. All right, can you hear me? Okay, there we
Yeah, I
go.
get you.
Um, so I'm glad like seeing how to do the ATM strategies helps a little bit with my question, but
Mhm.
I would like some direction on timing entries because in my practice and even when I'm doing simulated on the live data, my timing is slightly off. The market goes a direction that I'm seeing it go, but my timing and entry has been off more often than on.
Your timing, meaning your chart timing, or you actually when you get
Me
in and out
me
of the trade.
when I get in and out of when I
Oh,
get in the
okay.
trade. Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say if it's a chart timing, that's we need to go to Tradeovate and see what's going on. Um, so as far as your timing, how do I? Yeah, a lot of timing has a lot to do with practice to make sure you have your timing correctly when you place in the trade. But what I like to look at, um, when you place a trade, do you use the buy and sell market, or do you put like resting orders in there?
I've done both.
Okay. because if it's a timing issue, you might want to start using more of the resting order, like put a sell limit in there. If it's timing, and when you say timing, you mean like by the time you click the button, you already missed the opportunity?
Um, there's that, and then there's also like if I put a resting order, uh, I will mistime the market to where it won't hit my order, it won't put me in the trade, or
Oh,
it'll put me in the
huh.
trade where it'll put me in the trade to where I'm about to hit my stop, or I hit my stop, and then it does that turnaround real quick
Okay.
you know what I
You
mean?
weren't wrong. You were just early.
Okay. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best way to work on that is by using the buy or sell market buttons.
Okay.
That's the best way to work on that, because when you put a resting order, you're saying I trust the market to stop right here and not risk too much money before it starts making me some bread. A resting order is good if you are like you're used to seeing levels and you know which levels work best. But a lot of times the market will sweep a little bit past that resting order and then start making money. It'll take all your bread, it'll knock you out the trade, then it'll go in your direction. That's called a
Yeah.
sweep. That's called a sweep. So the main way
Yeah,
to fix
father.
that is to hit buy and sell market. And I like to look for a tap. So like this area right here, if the market was coming up to this red line, it taps it and comes down a little bit, taps it again, comes down a little bit. That third time it come up there, I'm shorting it. I'm taking the short. But if it taps it once, goes down, and then goes past it, now I'm looking for it to sweep up a little bit. And on the way down, I'll jump into the trade when it starts coming back down from that sweep.
Got you. Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
how I time it. If it taps it twice, that third tap, I'm taking the short. If it taps it once and it goes past it, I'm gonna wait for it to come back down to that line. Then I'm gonna click sell market and ride the wave down.
Mr.
It's,
H, this I'm sorry to cut you off.
hmm?
This is Nels. Um, could you like go back in time and maybe at that second to last that green wick, maybe do a demonstration of it?
This is not playback anymore. I had to get out.
Oh,
I
okay,
got
I'm
out of
sorry.
yeah. I'm sorry. I got out of playback because it wouldn't open up my flow by. That's when I realized that they updated everything. So none of my
Oh,
stuff that I added or downloaded works. So I'm gonna have to re-download everything.
I got
Anytime
you.
they do a new update, a lot of times you do have to re-download your bots or indicators. So I got a lot of stuff I got to re-download now.
Okay, because yeah, I've been having that issue. Like I was doing really well, and I don't know if it's just things, market changes, but I've been having that problem. Same, just getting in a little too early, knowing that it's going to go down, but I'll end up like getting in. Let's just say, for example, that third wick, that third red wick on the right, and then
Yeah,
so I see that it's going to go down, but I'm in too early, so I'm losing because now it's going to go up on that fourth one, So like I've been
yeah.
having that same issue.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that's practice helps, because remember the market changes. So at
Mm-hmm.
one point you might have been like getting in the trade. As soon as you get in, it goes into profit, makes you money. But then the sentiment of the market starts changing a little bit to where it still follows the rules. It might go past that area a little bit before it starts going into the right direction. And
Got
a
you.
lot of times that's because around is the fourth quarter. So the fourth quarter is where the money is.
Mm,
So the market is trying to move and groove. And when I say this is where the money is, we are the money. We are the
got you.
liquidity that they're trying to snatch up. So when you have a certain level, like, oh, if the market come up here, I'm jumping in. You're not the only one sitting there, and they know that. They know is a
Mm,
bunch of people that are waiting there to place a trade. So what they do, they sweep past that level just a little bit to take everybody that got a stop loss at like 25, 19. They're taking all the little stop loss money and then they moving into the right direction. It's
okay.
called liquidity. That's what liquidity is. If you can't find liquidity, it's you.
Mm, okay,
So
makes sense.
in the fourth quarter, that's why you got to wait a little bit longer before you jump into a trade and see what the candlestick does when it gets near there. Because that the lines that you put on your chart are for you. The market don't care nothing about your line.
Right.
That's for you to know, okay, if it comes up here, is time to look at it and time to take some action, move around, or wait till it close above it, close below it. Does it tap it? You have to have that discernment of when to get in. What works for me is that three taps. If it taps it twice, and that third time it come up there, I'm gonna take the short. If it taps it once,
Okay.
come back, and then goes through it, I'm gonna wait to see if it closes above it or below it. I'm waiting for the closure then. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
That makes
And then
sense. Yeah.
I'll just wait for it to pull back down to that area, and then I'll take the short and ride the wave down or ride the wave back up. But you just have to watch what it does. If you blink, like, oh, let me wait a little bit longer because I didn't get a chance to count the ticks or taps. Sometimes we get to that level, I look away, turn back, like, oh, how many taps was that? Well, I just have to wait for the next candle then.
Yeah, that happened to me this, what was that, Thursday or Friday? I don't think I did trade yesterday, so it might have been Thursday. I went in, I knew it was gonna be a short, but that jump shot up. So I'm
Yeah,
like in like negative like 200, and I'm like, and I know it's gonna go down, but realistically, I want to close out because I don't want to lose more than that,
yeah.
you know?
Well, that's
But
why you have a good stop loss. You have to trust your
yeah,
stop loss. If it takes you out,
okay,
oh well, it took you out.
got you.
Don't keep
Okay,
trading that account. Go to another account or come back the next day because it's easier to come back from a $250 loss than a
for
$450
sure.
loss.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it did go, it went back down, but I had to wait maybe like 10 minutes or 5
Yeah,
minutes or
it
so.
made your bullet sweat a little bit, like ooh, no. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the sentiment of the market changed a little bit. The rules still apply. It's just now it whips a little bit larger than it used to.
Mm, okay.
Because
I can see
it's
that.
the fourth quarter. They trying to get their bread before Christmas.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
the last week, the last 2 weeks of December, all the way up until like the first week of January, the big money is gone. No, none of these big money traders are placing trades. You know what I'm saying? So the market slows down a little bit towards Christmas and all the holidays. It slows down, so they just trying to get their bread now before they go on their vacation for Christmas.
Okay. And well, I guess once we get closer to it, like how is it around that time? Is it more structured? Is it more like
It's slower.
weird,
It's slow. Like
slower?
the week of December is a lot slower. Because you gotta realize if you're a millionaire, you're not worrying about these charts no more. You in San Tropez.
Yeah, you want to enjoy
You
your
know what
family
I'm saying?
vacation. Yeah.
It don't be a lot of big trades. Like now you'll see like 50 contracts, 100 contracts around. Or when it starts getting around Christmas, you might see 20 contracts. It's not as much draw down, draw up no trends. It's not as many trends.
Okay.
It's more like just us in there placing trades and clicking buttons. It still moves. You still get bread. It's just not going to be a lot of swinging past your levels and stuff. It actually follows the levels a lot more.
Okay.
You just have
Okay.
to
Well,
sit in the trade a little bit longer to get your money, but yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I trade sometime on the Asian time, so
Oh yeah,
I'm
so
kind
yeah,
of,
so you used to
yeah,
it. You're good.
yeah, for
You'll be
sure.
good.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
and
thank you. I
any
do appreciate that because that's been like a major problem for me this past month, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? And it's so
oh yeah.
annoying.
Oh yeah, everybody back to school, stuff moving and grooving. So yeah, the fourth quarter does that. But yeah, if a lot of times with other people, if the morning is move a little bit too fast for you, try trading in the afternoon if you have time. Trade after 12 because after 12 o'clock the London market is closed, so it's just
Mm.
New York. So it still moves a lot slower. And then of course you got the Asian market. I don't be up for England because that England opened up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I am asleep.
Yeah, I'm in
But
the bed.
yeah, but trading after 6 p.m. if you have time. Like all those times are good times to trade. They just move a little bit slower for you to better understand. Or you can always trade ES. ES moves a lot slower than NQ, but the
Yeah,
rules still apply.
yeah. I stopped trading in the morning. Like I kind of been doing really like better doing it at night or
Yeah,
when the market kind of opens. I guess because, like you said, like it's slower, so it moves a lot better for me. That
yeah,
9:30, 10 o'clock, yeah, that ain't it for me,
yeah,
not
yeah.
yet.
See, I like it violent. I like a violent market.
Yeah.
But people that trade, you guys, you could trade the pre-market. if you're at your computer before 9:30, the pre-market moves pretty smooth too. It don't be too crazy. It's just that 9:30 to about 11, the market be moving and grooving.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks. I ain't gonna take over the floor, but I do appreciate that because I
No problem at all.
promise you I've been struggling.
Yeah, and guys, if even going forward from now, if you having a little issue, you're struggling with trading, don't hesitate to reach out. Because as I said, I might have time to be like, you know what, we could do a quick Zoom. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. A lot of times I just be chilling at my computer anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all guys, if you need some help with something, all right, cool. Let's do a quick little Zoom. When I say quick, I ain't talking about like no 3 hours, but we gotta do like a quick little 20-minute Zoom or 15-minute Zoom to go over some stuff. Hey, no problem. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely take advantage now because yeah, I don't want to get too busy to where I can't help out everybody. All right, so we good? Yeah, because we had an hour and a half now. Everybody good?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Mr.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right, so, and I'm gonna have this video up before the end of the day. The last week it was loading and then it froze up, so I'm trying to fix that. It said it was a corrupt file, so I'm trying to get that fixed. It loaded halfway to YouTube, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna fix that one too.
Got some new people. Yeah.
But all right, guys, I'm about to head out, about to go to this little birthday party. My son is already there. So yeah, he's having fun with his grandpa. So I ain't.
All right, Mr. H.
All right, see you guys
Yeah.
later. Have an
Thanks very
amazing
much.
Have a great
weekend.
day.
For sure.
Peace.
There.